Okay, today's kind of a little update on electrical. So we're going to show you a little about electrical, how wires go where, and how if you need to extend them. So this is our inverter here. It's a 2000 watt pure sine wave. So it's a inverter and charger. So it will charge our batteries if the batteries need charging. So it's got an in and an out, so the shore power or generator would plug into this, and then it would take over charging our battery. The solar's all tied into it and everything else. And I'm getting ready to mount it up here. This is going to kind of be my electrical compartment. Well, when I mount it up here, it pretty much fills this whole space, and I had it up there, and what it does is back behind here for this is actually the coach fuses and relays, and you can see the fuses back up here. So once that sets up here, all these fuses are covered up. So if something happens to them, then I would have to pull this whole thing down. So what I'm doing is these little extenders. So now my fuses will all be out front here, to where if a fuse pops, I don't have to get back there, I just get here. These are the fuses that we had to extend. Like I say, once I mounted this, my fuses in the back there, I couldn't really get to them if I popped them. So now they're all right here, easy access. This will all be wired in up here, so to have the in and the out, they call it. So the in comes from like your generator or shore power. The out from this, I go over here to my electrical panel that feeds the whole shuttle bus with 110, and it's a charger plus an inverter, so it charges whenever it needs to charge your battery if you're plugged into shore power too. These are the terminal kits that you can get. A lot of people use them. They call them different things. There's like so there's a butt connector, there's spade connectors, so there's several different things, and you usually strip it back 3/8 of an inch, and then what happens is this slides over it, and you just kind of twist a little till it goes on there. But this is a little bit bigger wire. You got red ones for 14 to 16 maybe, and this is 12 gauge, so the blue ones are for 12. So you just kind of twist it on there. So like I say, you just take your cutters, cut it back a little, straighten it up, and then it kind of twists on there. These are the different crimpers here. This is a crimper here that just slides right in that little slot, and you crimp it. So this is like the professional or the upper end. These are Milwaukee's. I think Klein makes a real good pair too. These are what a lot of people have, and they've got the different colors for the different sizes, and that just goes in there and it crimps it. You squeeze it with that. This is like a not so efficient way. This way here with these, it's more or less a guarantee. So you just put that and you leave about that much out, and then what I do is I squeeze them as hard as I can squeeze it, and that should never pull out of there. So like some people say tighten them up and then secure them with black tape. Well, that's not what these are made for, to secure with black tape. But once they're in there, we'll go ahead and squish this one. Like I say, I squeeze them as hard as I can squeeze them. And then to me, if I can pull on it as hard as I can pull and it don't come apart, then it's good. If it comes apart, and you'll never get them back in there, so if it comes apart, you do this right here, throw that away, start all over again. But anytime you crimp those on there, that should never come off of there. You don't use tape to secure it. You might use tape to keep moisture out of it. But they do make ones like these right here. They're a heat shrink. So once you crimp them, you take a heater, and heat this up, and it shrinks onto your tube. So they call it the shrink tube. So that could be like in moisture places. In here like this, you're not going to have moisture, so you don't really need to do it. So that's kind of how you put terminals together. They're used for a lot on your 12 volts or your house wiring for your RVs and shuttle buses and bus conversions. These are pretty handy kits, but you can buy individual packages too. You don't have to buy the whole big kit. But like I say, it's worth the investment to get a good set of these, because it'll crimp no matter what size you put in there. It'll crimp it. So it does all three sizes, and this one here does yellow, blue, and red. And you can see this one's got the little titty that really squeezes in. This one just kind of squeezes them together. So one's a for sure, one's kind of a maybe. So this one's for sure, this one's a maybe. So go for the for sure, and it's cheaper up front to buy nice tools to do it once. That way you don't redo stuff or it pulls loose. You have to start all over, or once you get it all put together, then you get a loose connection, and now you got to start taking things apart. So it's not that this tool cost you $20, this one cost you 10, and you'd rather get this one because it's 10. By the time you go digging into something and 4 hours later you finally find it, 4 hours is worth something. So that's kind of the hit today on electrical. So just be careful, don't get shocked. Time to go. Getting hot out here. I'm gonna crawl underneath and finish hooking up my water tank. So we gotta go. We'll catch you on the next one.